Hello, this is Miguel from Troubleshoot Life with another video for you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to lease a car the right way and set you up not only to feel good about the process, but save money in the long run. So stay tuned. Okay, here is the outline of today's video. I'm going to acknowledge the financial independence advice. I'm going to touch on some safety features to consider, my guidelines to see if leasing is beneficial to you. I'm going to explain the math and my suggestions for 2020. So let me start with acknowledging the financial independence advice. If you listen to anybody in the financial independence community or consumer advice experts, you will often hear that leasing is terrible and that you should buy a cheaper used vehicle to save money and invest the rest. This advice is great if you only look at dollars and cents, but life is more than dollars and cents. Now, let me be completely clear. I am not making this video to change your mind about your purchase habits, but to make the case that if you lease, you can do so smartly. Have peace of mind, reliability, and even save money. Now, let me talk about safety features to consider. Most new cars have pre-collision systems that keep you in your lane and stop the vehicle in case of an emergency. This feature alone can not only save you your life, but it will offer significant savings on insurance premiums. With the proliferation of mobile devices, distracted driving accounts for a significant percentage of accidents on the roads today. Cars today also have features such as Android Auto and Apple CarPlay that mute notifications and help you stay focused on the road. Yes, you can add an aftermarket system for Android Auto and CarPlay, but not for the safety systems. Let me talk about my guidelines if you are leasing and to see if it's beneficial to you. Number one, you must have an excellent credit score. It is the only way to get the manufacturer incentives and the lowest possible lease factor. Have you set up your Credit Karma to see where you are? It's free. Number two, you must take care of your lease car as if you paid cash for it. Not doing so can cost you at the end of the lease if you don't plan to keep the vehicle. So please read your contract. Number three, if you lease a vehicle with the mindset of buying it at the end, you can save the difference when compared to purchasing the car to fund a Roth IRA or emergency savings. You may even negotiate the residual vehicle at the end of the lease for an even better deal. Number four, leasing requires higher insurance coverage, usually what they call in the industry 100-300, which may mean higher premiums, but most leases come with a built-in gap insurance so that in the event of a total loss, you are not on the hook for the difference. Number five, you must get the lease factor and receivable percentage, not just the payment. These two pieces of information will help you determine if the car you're leasing is going to be a good deal to buy at the end of the lease if you want. If a dealer is not willing to disclose those numbers, I will walk away. Number six, the sweet term to lease a car is 36 months for the best rate and residual. There are sometimes deals for 24 months, 30, and 39, but be careful with 39 since there are vehicles that only have bumper-to-bumper warranty for 36 months. Number seven, you must not drive the car more than 15,000 miles per year. Ideally 12,000 so that you can be under the warranty with most car manufacturers. Number eight, if you like a newly released car, you must be patient and wait until the hype is over. These cars never have incentives or discounts. Number nine, you must never put money down on a lease. It only lowers the payment and the money you put down gets taxed. And if the car is involved in an accident totaling the car, you will likely lose the down payment. The insurance company will only want to pay fair market value for the car, while the gap insurance in the lease will take care of the rest. Number 10, if you have a trade, don't mention it to the sales team. Get your car appraised at CarMax or other services like that, or come well educated about the value of your vehicle. Trading a car will avoid the down payment taxes, but I recommend that you cash out most of the value of your vehicle because of my previous point. All right, now let's move on to the next step. Let's say you are ready to buy and you have your quote with the lease factors and residual. The lease factor looks like this: 0.000395 or 0.4095. The way to convert the lease factor to a rate you can understand is to multiply by 2400. Or if you multiply the first number I gave you by 2400, you get 0.948. If you multiply 0.000095 times 2400, you get 0.228. The residual value or percentage is the amount the car is estimated to be worth at the end of the lease. A residual of 50 means that a car with an MSRP of 30,000 will have a residual value of 15,000. This residual amount will be in your contract, and it is the price that you can purchase the car at the end of the lease, plus tag, tax, and title. The residual value is always based on the MSRP, not the selling price. A lower sale price will mean a lower payment. The payment is, of course, essential, but you must also look at the lease factor and residual if you plan on buying the car at the end of the lease. If you see a residual in the 60s, the branch bank will likely want those vehicles back at the end of the lease because they predict the car will sell well in the used car market. It is also meant to discourage you from purchasing the vehicle at the end of the lease. But don't be dismayed. If the car value is lower than the residual value, you can use this to your advantage and try to negotiate. It is cheaper for the banks to sell you the car at a fair price than having to deal with picking up the car, taking it to an auction, paying fees, etc. There are some anomaly scenarios where a car may be worth more than residual. If this is the case, you will be protected by the lease contract to buy the vehicle at the residual value. My favorite combination is a low rate and low residual somewhere in the 50s. For my last car, I got a 0.2 interest and a residual of 55%. Since my car is a sedan, and right now sedans are in low demand because of the SUV craze, you bet I will negotiate the residual value for a better deal. Okay, now my suggestions for 2020. Right now, in 2020, the deals are even better because of the current economic climate. If you're in the position to buy or lease a new car, you will find no better time to buy than right now. I suggest that you inquire about quotes and multiple locations to get the best deal. Please ensure that you get an actual printed quote. It should show the out-the-door price, including estimated tag and title fees. Now, if you are at the tail end of your lease right now, and you want to buy the car, you will be able to find the best rates to finance your vehicle once you negotiate the residual value, as I mentioned before. Believe me, right now they will want to negotiate since there's a ton of cars with leases maturing and the banks don't want them right now. Okay, now let's say that you leased your vehicle for 3 years and want to buy the car. You should try to finance it for 3 years. Finance it for longer than that will mean higher finance rates, destroying the savings you acquired through the lease term. I worked for over a decade in the auto industry. If I can be of any assistance, feel free to leave me a comment. Many factors can affect your decision to lease or buy a new car or to buy an older but reliable vehicle. If you decide to lease, I wish you the best and enjoy your new vehicle. Let me leave you with a question. What car do you want to buy or lease next? Let me know in the comments. This is Miguel from Troubleshoot Live, and I'll see you on the next video.